What up? I'm Ali Shaheed Muhammad. I'm at Amoeba, and this is what's in my bag.
Anything you want to know, I can explain it. Any misunderstandings, baby, let me explain. I can explain it. Why don't you sit and talk to me a while? Let me explain it. Yeah.
First thing is Erykah Badu. For me, the modern singer, soul singer from the era that I come from.
I want you, baby. So what we gon' do.
From a singer perspective that's of hip hop, you know, she has this back in the day joint that this should just stay on play non-stop.
Back in the day when things were cool. Hey.
And I have so much respect for Erykah for what she represents, and I don't think she gets celebrated enough. So I saw that and I'm like, yeah, we have to have that.
Push up the fader, bust the meter, shake the tweeter, bump it well.
Next joint, Friends of Distinction. Now, this is a compilation. I was hoping to find the original. Oh, they have it right here. Crazy. The reason why I grabbed this is because of a gentleman named Jerry Peters who wrote this song called Going in Circles, which is probably their biggest hit.
You got me going in circles. Oh, round and round.
Jerry Peters, I think he wrote this song, he was 18 years old. It was like straight first song, big hit. And Jerry is one of the reasons why I make music. He's a producer, phenomenal piano player, an amazing human being, and he produced this album by a group called Brainstorm. The name of that album is called Journey to the Light. That song really is a journey. Lyrically, what they're singing about and all the players. As a matter of fact, one of the players, bass player from Brainstorm, is this guy, Deon, Estus. He was also the bass player in Wham.
I had my album out at the same time the Faith album was out. I was the opening act.
I can't seem to take these changes. Everything reminds my heart of you.
And then I came out again and for another 2 or 3 hours and played bass and sung.
As someone who loves bass guitar, I would listen to his bass playing. That Brainstorm album came out, I was like 7, 8 years old. And I just would play it constantly and listen to it. And his finger plucking spoke to me.
I had a group called Brainstorm. I don't know if you remember Brainstorm. A lot of good records were done back in Detroit and a lot of good stuff.
He had an impression, and so you see the connection of what Jerry Peters' songwriting and producing, and so that's where that.
Were you playing bass at that point when you were
No,
like 7,
I didn't
8?
start playing bass until I was 23, working on Midnight Marauders album.
What made you start playing?
Also, my uncle was a bass player, and my uncle was 12 years older than me, my mother's little brother, and he used to babysit me. He was in like these jazz fusion progressive rock bands, and I would go into his rehearsals, and Uncle Mike is another reason of why I make music. I have a picture on IG. He placed his bass in my lap. I think I was like 3 or 4 years old. And it was so big and heavy, obviously. I was like, get this off of me. But it's just an instrument that just speaks to me, the frequency of the low end. It's a simple instrument to play, but it is such a center point, I think, of music. I was a late bloomer. My first instrument was the turntables. After listening to so many records and making music and sampling and feeling that the only way to make a song move was to find another record, go digging like today, and find something else to lay or something. I realized after listening to so many greats that, you know what, it's cool to get into someone else's mind frame and it's inspiration from a DJ / sampling producer's perspective, but if you just take the time, learn how to play an instrument in order to really have that transcendent spiritual connection of what happens with music for artists. I wanted to have my own voice and my own connection and use that. And so learning how to play it really helped me get there.
We're so glad you did.
Thank you. So let's see, what else do we have? This band here, Can. I haven't heard this record. It's a reissue. These guys are a trip. How can I explain it? Well, if you're into hip hop and digging in the crates, they are going to have something that's super trippy that hopefully will give you some exploration if you're just a needle drop person and looking for something interesting. Plenty of it. But the way I like to think of Can is, have you ever in elementary school have an exercise where they take a milk carton, old milk carton, open it up, put some soil in there, and they give you seeds? Well, growing up in Brooklyn, New York, where it's the concrete jungle, not a lot of plant life, but you plant the seed and you wait. You're like 6, 7 years old, so there's an eagerness to see what's gonna come out. But you have to wait for the germination, for the roots to come out and expand, and you water it and things like that. And so the point is, not everything in life is instantaneous like we have it these days. I think some of the beauty of life is sitting back and waiting for it and having an appreciation for that. And when you see the soil, the water, the seed, and then a beautiful flower comes from that, it's mind-blowing in terms of our placement in all of creation. That is just a beautiful thing that we have no control over, but it's around us. And so when I think about their music, you put their music on, let it germinate, and your mind will go to a beautiful place. And if you allow yourself to watch the full bloom of something from the beginning to the end, I think you'll be happy. So, dope band. Weather report. Mysterious traveler, for those who dig in the crates and do their due diligence to find where samples come from. Here you go.
4, 5, 6 is in the mix. I'm hitting them with trips. Egg crack, time to get the bread fly. I was in a blow when it turned into a fed. I seen him one day, I tried to get inside his head.
It's like limbo. How low can you go? V go lower than your bimbo pantyhose.
But in addition to that, this group musically, I think it's definitive of what can happen when you take all of these talented musicians and these individual life experiences and you come together and you make something really incredible and beautiful. Bass player on here, another I Can't Help It, talking about bass players. Alphonso Johnson, words cannot really describe his artistry. As a player in many other bands, he worked with Flora Purim. I think that's how you pronounce her name, which is a Brazilian singer. She has an album called Open Your Eyes. He opens this song, and the first 30 seconds, you could stop right there. It's done. whatever it is he's doing is fantastic. But then when the rest of the song, again, begins to germinate and bloom, Flora is saying musically, I think she has a line that says, "Be courageous to be free."
Have the courage to be free. Open your eyes, you can fly.
I don't know, just some of these players, I don't know what they were thinking about when they make music. Like what's on this album, it's a trip, you know, Mysterious Traveler. It is a journey. The cover says it all, it's a journey. So, love Weather Report. I have not heard this. Eddie Henderson, Witness to History. I'm looking forward to checking this out because this was recorded in 2022. When you have luminary jazz artists and they're still lending us their souls, I think it's a beautiful thing. I'm going to have a theme here. It's called Ali Loves Bass. You know who this is, Meshell Ndegeocello. This album, I guess, was just released last year. I love her music dearly. She is one of my favorite artists. Humble soul, completely free as an artist. As a poet, someone who channels energy and shares it with the world. Underrepresented, in my opinion. A massive soul walking the planet. She's all that.
To live in love, to be uncertain. To live in love, to bear the burden.
You can't really put your finger, like she's not gonna do what you expect or what you think. She doesn't really repeat. A lot of artists are following formulas. She's just not one of those people. And in terms of like throwbacks to hip hop, because she does so on one of her albums, Anthropological Mixtape, this is not that. I already know Meshell. She's moving all around. All of her albums are just incredible.
What's another word for trouble? 'Cause that's what we're in. Everyone's down for the struggle until it begins.
Mustafa. Now, this young artist is from Toronto. He is Muslim, an incredible poet and a great songwriter.
When you left me waiting, I thought, did you do it in the name of God?
I've been waiting for his record to come out, and then coming in today, I'm like, oh my God. So, assalamu alaikum, Mustafa.
And why won't you eat what you made? The love that you give is the love you should take.
I haven't seen this brother in a long time, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he's done. Sometimes you meet artists in their early stages. They ask you questions about life. His story is incredible. I'm looking forward to checking that out, and you guys take the journey with me.
And the day that I had you, yelling gang in my ear, you sprayed me with perfume.
Donna McGee. You don't really see this album. I saw the Pete Rock, What's in My Bag. He talked about disco records. When you're from New York City, there's certain disco records, you just like, if you were there, you understand. If you weren't, hopefully you'll listen to it, you catch the vibration. It's a really simple song on here, Make It Last Forever. You gotta be in that soulful disco kind of a zone.
I wanna make it last forever. Come on, baby. Make it last forever. Oh.
Protege, Angela Munoz. This is Angela's second artist offering. And I actually see somebody's name here. It says mixed by Ali Shaheed Muhammad.
Wonder who that is.
Who's that guy? Angela and her brother, Brandon, are incredible songwriters from a younger generation. Not enough shine. So I saw that and I'm like, let me cop one.
I think she's an LA artist too,
She
right?
is an LA artist. Now this, Ursula. I don't know where Ursula is from, actually. The reason why I grabbed this is because this album was the catalyst. This is a strange story. I met this young gentleman thanks to a couple of people, one being my big brother, Raphael Sadiq. Not that I'm into name dropping. He's working with an artist, and he said, you have to meet this artist. How did he put it? There's Marvin, there's Stevie, and then there's D'Angelo. And then popped in the cassette of some music, and I was like, oh my God. And so anyway, long story short, D'Angelo came to the crib, we linked up, and I sampled one of these songs. I don't remember which song. We go to the studio to actually lay it down, and we were having some studio issues. No one can figure it out at the time because I used to bring computers and just modern technology that didn't quite fit the hip hop program a little bit. None of the engineers in the session could figure out how to make the computer sync up with the tape machine properly because it was working, and then this stopped and D was playing something on keys, and I was like, what is that? And he said, I don't know, I'm just waiting for you to finish. And I stopped, sampled some other drums, and then a song called Brown Sugar was born in like 15 minutes.
Brown sugar, babe, I guess high off of love, don't know how to behave.
Thanks, Ursula. This is your connection to modern day soul music, hip hop, that started a new subgenre of Black American music. It's all to you. At least my contribution and how that came together, so. Donald Byrd, another incredible artist who had a tie to hip hop thanks to his work with Guru from Gang Starr.
Realistic, kind of mystic. When I kick this, you should witness the slickness of the horn player and the dope rhyme sayer. Quite emotional and inspirational.
Donald Byrd's music is just a part of the hip hop backdrop. This album in particular, I picked it up again because of Jerry Peters. And this is produced by Larry Mizell and Alphonse Mizell, who are the Mizell brothers. They changed the scope of Blue Note Records with their songwriting and productions. They took jazz from the transformation of what was happening from the 70s and turned it into somewhat of a danceable genre. But still, the connection of blues was very strong. Donald Byrd and his mastery, and with the Mizell brothers and Jerry Peters, became the type of jazz music that resonated with me. It's still inspiring us. You listen to this record and you're like, okay, I know where it comes from, and I think what I can do with it. So thanks, Donald. Thanks, Larry. Thanks, Jerry. Let's see. I have not heard this album by Mr. B.B. King. First of all, look at this. This is crazy. It's like in the shape of an oud. Looks like somebody destroyed a watermelon. Got real scientific with it. Like, did they really think this was going to transmit sound? It makes me wonder. I met Mr. King once. I went to his club in New York City called B.B. King's. And I saw that he was playing, and I was like, I want to see B.B. King because you just never know how long he will continue to play live. And while I was there, some people came to me and said, Mr. King would like to see you afterwards. And I was like, who? Me? And they said, yeah. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know who you guys may think I am. I'm just here to watch the show. And they said, we know who you are. And I was like, what? I think this might have been like early 2003, 2004. Anyway, I had the honor to go meet Mr. King. He told me a little bit about what it was for an artist like him to do what he has done. He's given us a lot musically, but I just say for artists out there, go read up the story of where he came from.
I'm from Indianola, Mississippi, born near a little place called Ada Bena. I was born in the country, so I was born poor, yes.
Everything leads me back to the feeling of the blues, or the feeling that I get from playing or singing the blues. In fact, I think life itself is the blues.
Artists, which is everyday people, and I think that the stardom aspect of it, a sensationalization aspect of being an artist, makes it as if we're like some super something being, but then the aspect of being a human.
I was a disc jockey for a while. You probably wondered, that guy, the way you talk, you're disc jockey? Trust me, I was.
If there's an artist that you want to learn from their life outside of being an artist, will give you something to really grab a hold on to.
My music was my friend. It was a way of soothing myself. I'd play the music and forget all the other things.
And I'll keep on loving you until I'm dead. Until I'm dead.
He carried the blues forward in a way that he's been sampled in hip hop by certain people. I'm not going to say whom. He matters, connecting us all the way back to whatever preceded him musically that became his element of the blues into what the blues has turned into and is still relevant in American music. Ralphie Pagan, again, as a New Yorker, you had a mixture of jazz, funk, soul, R&B, and then you had this contribution, the Puerto Ricans, the Cubans, the Dominicans, the New Yorican soul is the label that was placed on it. Just a mixture of soul music with Latino music. This gentleman danced well, merging the cultures and the genres. Great voice, great songwriting. There you go. I'm being funny here, but I don't really promote self. But often when I go to record stores, vinyl stores in particular, and I see something that I've been a part of, I grab it because it makes like nice gifts that I can give to people and share it with friends in that way. And so Adrian Younge and I had the honor to record with Ebo Taylor, who is a legend that represents Ghana. His son Henry was also a huge instrumental part of us recording this at Adrian's Linear Lab studio. It just came out, I don't know, a few months ago. Vinyl culture means a lot to me, to Adrian, as DJs, as producers, as composers, arrangers. The reason why we have Jazz is Dead is because of all of this. When you have luminaries who made music back when we weren't even born, setting the world ablaze and just giving us something to dream about, and then to know that they're still here and they're like 80 years old and still as fresh as if they were like 19, 20, and then they go, yeah, we'll come in the studio and do something with you. So we had a great time with Ebo. He's out on tour right now, playing some of his greats. Just another beautiful soul who's sharing his gift still. We're all proud of this work, so I'm happy to see this here. Jazz is Dead is just music lovers as partners in the company, continuing the conversation that was started long ago. People often see these words and they are really bothered by it. I don't think we have to argue anymore, but there's still some people who don't know what Jazz is Dead is. But all I will say is, listen.
We are so thrilled to have you. It was really lovely. Thank you.
No, it's all good. Thank you for inviting me to this.